Welcome to the KK Pension TV.
Make sure you guys subscribe to our channel.
We do doll videos, Roblox, baking, and vlogs.
We also do short films such as The Story of Crazy Face, and we also do Talking Hot Show.
A special thank you to Blue Blood Sports TV. Thank you so much for your support. We will continue to work hard and bring you more content. Bye!
Show support. Subscribe to KK Pension TV. If you got children, if you got nieces, if you got nephews, if you got little cousins, if you have friends that have kids, make sure they subscribe to KK Pension TV. Please do that. Show love and show support.
Hi, my name is Heather Vahid Hardy, and you're watching Blue Blood Sports TV. This is Amanda, the Real Deal Serrano, and you're watching Blue Blood Sports TV.
Hi, I'm Courtney.
And I'm Janita.
And you're watching Blue Blood Sports TV.
What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, the special one, Kell Brook, former IBF welterweight world champion, British superstar boxer. Kell Brook calls out former unified WBC, WBA welterweight world champion, superstar boxer, Keith "One-Time" Thurman. He says, "Keith Thurman, I heard you make mention of my name. You've been throwing my name around. Well, how about we make it legit? How about we make it official? How about you put your mouth, put the pen where your mouth is? Call me, and let's get this fight done." Keith Thurman had made mention of a lot of guys. He talked about Errol Spence, Terrence Crawford, a rematch with Manny Pacquiao, rematch with Sean Porter, a rematch with Danny Garcia, and he made mention of Kell Brook's name. To me, it just feels like at this point in time, in this stage in Kell Brook's career, I feel like Kell Brook is just looking for one more big fight to end his career. Kell Brook was at undefeated WBO, former 3-division world champion, former junior welterweight undisputed world champion, and currently the WBO welterweight world champion, widely considered the #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world, Terrence Bud Crawford, when he faced fellow countryman and rival, former 2-division world champion, Amir King Khan. Right? Obviously, Kell Brook has a rivalry with Amir Khan. That's a fight that the boxing world has been clamoring for quite some time, for years. But it never came to fruition, and at this point in time, it's far past it. I'm pretty sure if they make it in the UK, it would be a big fight, Kell Brook and Amir Khan. With that said, Kell Brook was ringside when Amir Khan took on Terrence Crawford, and Terrence Crawford is victorious. After the fight, Kell Brook said that he wanted to fight with Terrence Crawford, told Terrence Crawford's promoter, legendary top-ranked CEO and promoter Bob Arum, to make the fight. Reached out to his promoter, Matchroom CEO and promoter Eddie Hearn, told him to has set up a meeting. Bob Arum even went as far as to say in March they were supposed to sit down and have a meeting, but off and on, Eddie Hearn makes mention that Kell Brook may struggle to make 147. The last time we saw Kell Brook at 147 is when he took on Errol the Truth Spence Jr., in which he came up short, which saw Errol Spence capture his first world title and take Kell Brook's IBF world title that Kell Brook took from 2-time welterweight world champion Showtime Sean Porter. We know that in September, Errol Spence, now unified WBC IBF welterweight world champion, took those straps from Showtime Sean Porter, making him unified. With that said, it's been a while since Kell Brook has campaigned at the 147-pound limit. Actually, it's been 3 years. When he fought Errol Spence was May of 2017. Since then, he's been campaigning at the junior middleweight division, 154-pound division, 7 pounds north of the 147 weight limit of welterweight. And Kell Brook is very muscular. He has fought all C-class, no disrespect to these boxers, level fighters since losing to Errol Spence and Gennady Golovkin back-to-back, 2016 and 2017. Okay? He hasn't fought in any real competition. He's fought Sergey Rabchenko, 29-2. He fought Michael Zarafa, 25-2, and Mark DeLuca. That was the latest fight. He did that February 8th of 2020, which he got a KO victory. Kell Brook was always seen to be a big welterweight. He has a record of 39 wins, 2 losses, 27 by way of knockout. And Kell Brook always seemed to struggle to make the welterweight limit. He's 34 years of age, stands at 5'9", very muscular. And with that said, Eddie Hearn came out and said that he doesn't know if Kell Brook could make the weight to fight Terrence Crawford. Then Kell Brook came out and said that he needs some time to make the weight. Terrence Crawford said, I'll make the fight if you can make the weight. But it seems like he looks to make these fights and then he backs out. Now he's calling out Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman, we last saw Keith Thurman in the ring against 8th division world champion, legendary, iconic, currently the WBA welterweight world champion, Manny Pac-Man Pacquiao. Right? And Keith Thurman lost that fight. I thought personally Keith Thurman was going to win the fight. I was wrong. Keith Thurman now has a resume of 29-1, 22 by way of knockout. We last saw him in the ring. That was July of 2019 against Manny Pacquiao. Prior to that, Keith Thurman was in the ring in January 2019 when he took on Josito Lopez. And prior to that, we hadn't seen Keith Thurman in the ring for going on 2 years against Danny Garcia, which took place in March of 2017. So it was nearly 2 years in between Danny Garcia and Josito Lopez. Then he fought Manny Pacquiao. And the Josito Lopez fight is an important fight to make mention of and highlight because Keith Thurman didn't look that well in the Josito Lopez fight. He was nearly stopped in that fight. Right? But he weathered the storm and got the victory. He got a majority decision victory. Okay? Successfully defending his WBA Super Welterweight World title. Super World Welterweight title. Then he defended against Manny Pacquiao. He lost a split decision. Manny Pacquiao captured the belt, dropping Keith Thurman in the fight. Manny Pacquiao looked like he turned back the hands of time. Looked not when he was in his 20s and early 30s, but he definitely looked like the Manny Pacquiao of old. So with that said, Keith Thurman has suffered another injury. Keith Thurman seems to be very, very injury prone. He's teetering on the line of becoming damaged goods. And Kell Brook is seen as being damaged goods, as eye socket was broken against Gennady Golovkin when he dared to be great, jumping up 2 weight classes to 160, challenging Gennady Golovkin. Gennady Golovkin ultimately broke Kell Brook's eye socket. Then he had to defend his IBF title against mandatory challenger Errol the True Spence Jr., who broke the other eye socket and taken the IBF title from Kell Brook. Kell Brook kept the IBF title when he dared to be great to fight Gennady Golovkin and wasn't on the line. So he kept it. Then he had to defend it against Errol Spence immediately, and Errol Spence broke the other eye socket. Since then, like I said, he has fought mediocre competition. He hasn't fought any real competition. This would be a great fight. Why, you say? Because they both seem to be damaged goods. Prior to the Manny Pacquiao-Josito Lopez fight, Keith Thurman had elbow surgery. I believe he had shoulder surgery. And he had injuries to his hand. Now, after the Pacquiao fight, once again, he had more surgery. He just doesn't seem to be able to stay healthy. And Kell Brook, we already know the injuries he suffered. So, this would be a great fight. Now, I believe this is a last gasp opportunity for Kell Brook, just looking to get another big fight, see if he can throw caution in the wind and maybe something stick. Maybe he is successful, right? Rejuvenates his career. He loses, goes off into the sunset. He's successful, rejuvenates his career, and sets him up for another major fight, right? That's what that does. So, but with Keith Thurman is younger. Kell Brook, like I said, is 34 years old. Keith Thurman is younger. He's 31. Not much younger, but he is younger. 31 years of age, right? Keith Thurman has just more fluent. He's more fluent. Kell Brook is very robotic and very stiff, but like I said, he's a very big welterweight. He has a great jab. He's very technical, and he's very strong. I think that Keith Thurman is much faster than he is. Keith Thurman hits about the same as Kell Brook, and I think that Keith Thurman just has a higher ring IQ, and he definitely has faster feet. So I would give the edge to Keith Thurman in this situation because of his feet. But if Kell Brook is somehow able to corner Keith Thurman, and Keith Thurman has issues when guys go to his body, right? When you go to Keith Thurman's body, that seems to be his ultimate weakness. But like I said, Keith Thurman has power. He's accurate, and he's fast. Now, if he hits Kell Brook, see, Kell Brook hasn't been challenged since the Errol Spence fight and the injury. Not to this level, not with this level of competition. So if Keith Thurman is able to somehow clip Kell Brook a few times in the eye, will his eye sustain? Would it be able to hold up? I doubt it. And with the speed, the accuracy, and the power of Keith Thurman, I think that Keith Thurman would get a stoppage victory. I think that the eye injury would, reoccur. And I think that ultimately the fight would be stopped around the same time, 7th, 8th round, maybe even earlier, right? Because I think that Keith Thurman's attack is going to be more from the shoulders up, where Errol Spence was breaking Kell Brook down. And keep in mind, Errol Spence eventually broke the other eye socket. Now Keith Thurman is going into the fight where both eye sockets have been ultimately broken. When Errol Spence went in the fight, there was only one, so he broke the other one. Now he goes in the fight with Keith Thurman, both eye sockets have been broken. So I don't think that they put Kell Brook in the ring with top-notch opposition because they want to test the eyes and see how it holds up. So now it's the time, it's cash out time, in my opinion. And this would be a great victory for Keith Thurman. But there's one thing that stands in the way. The same obvious issue that Terrence Crawford had with making a fight with Kell Brook. How, where, and when? Because of the pandemic, because of social distancing, and because of quarantine, where are they going to compete at? How is this going to come to fruition? Is the money there for this fight? That's ultimately the questions that linger. But I would love to see this fight. It's a great fight for both guys. If Keith Thurman gets a victory over Kell Brook, he would get more credit for beating Kell Brook than Terrence Crawford would get for beating Kell Brook. Because Terrence Crawford is held in a higher regard than Keith Thurman. No disrespect to Keith Thurman. Just at this point in time, Terrence Crawford, like I stated, is considered the best fighter in the world. So for him to defeat Kell Brook, it's just going to be But Keith Thurman beats Kell Brook, he'll get a lot more credit, far more credit than Terrence Crawford did for beating Kell Brook. So it's a great fight. But like I said, I'm favoring Keith Thurman to win this fight. Now let's see if they can actually get it over the hump. But that's all I got for y'all. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue Blood Sports TV. Hit, like, comment, and subscribe. You haven't subscribed? Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blood Sports TV, all one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shout out to the entire LDBC. Shout out to New Media. Shout out to Black Media Row. Make sure you like and share these videos. That's all I got for y'all. Peace.
Hey, this is Jasmine. Thank you for watching Blue Blood Sports TV. Hola, soy Jasmine. Gracias por ver Sangre Azul Deportes TV. Gracias.